for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power. We're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. You can call in, text in with any comments that you have on today's show. Again, that's 833-212-1017. Watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe. Shout out to my producer, Rhea Riley, holding it down on the ones and the twos.
Hello.
And shout out to you, Truth Nation. Now, before we get into it, I got two things, side notes, get sidetracked briefly. You know, I love the Truth Nation, and I love my co-workers here. Y'all want some candy? Y'all want some Bucks candy? Y'all three? Okay, no. All right. Well,
I don't like how you're asking this.
All right, well, Zach, DJ Brother Z, does he want some candy from the Bucks?
I was told not to take candy from strangers.
Okay, all right, well, bumps it. DJ Brother Z, chocolate? All right, well, fine. More chocolate for me. The Milwaukee Bucks they tip off this year, and they sent us a nice care package, a nice Milwaukee Bucks chocolate. I'm going to have to bring it for next segment. I didn't realize y'all was going to say, no, this didn't go how I expected. I thought I was going to do something nice and give y'all some candy. The Milwaukee Bucks sent us some candy because they tip off. They have their home opener tonight against the Washington Wizards as Chris Middleton returns to Milwaukee. So, but I guess y'all ain't getting the chocolate. I guess more from me. I'm going to give it to people who appreciate having chocolate from the Milwaukee Bucks. A big old chocolate bar. Milwaukee Bucks branded.
You don't even have it in front of you. We don't know what you're going to offer us.
What do you mean? I don't have it. Y'all don't trust me?
No, and that's a basketball team. They've never given out candy.
None of y'all would have jobs here if it wasn't for me. Why would y'all not trust me?
I don't like how you asked if we wanted some candy. That sounds crazy to me.
Well, that's fine. That's cool. I'll ask somebody who's more appreciative. So no candy for you. No candy for you. Also, at the end of the show, I usually try to tune into The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth weekdays and weekends, too. You can hear the rebroadcast. Best of. And I try to tune in. I tuned in today, and I heard Sherwin talking with DJ Brother Z about sugar babies. Now, I'm never going to have a sugar baby because I'm going to have a wife one day. But Sherwin is 50 years old talking about he too young to have a sugar baby. He can still pull these young ones. Listen, Sherwin, listen. You work too hard. You worked too hard for the last 50 years of your life to sit here and try to woo these 25-year-olds. Go ahead and cash out on these women. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to Sherwin. Go ahead, cash out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But again, 833-212-1017. Off the top today, Truth Nation, we got to talk about the streetcar. Not the streetcar, excuse me, parking. We'll get to the how. But the parking in downtown Milwaukee, because there has been, I'm telling y'all, my phone, I have gotten messages from multiple people saying, hey, have you talked about this yet? Have you talked about this yet? And I'm like, dang, this is multiple people, white, black, all backgrounds, who are asking me about, have I talked about this streetcar situation yet? I saw some people posting about it. I had somebody come up to me in my job 2 days ago say, hey, have you talked about this parking situation. So today, Truth Nation, I want to talk a little bit about parking in downtown Milwaukee, because I guess I'm the guy who's anti-government, anti-fees and taxes. So I guess everybody wants to hear my opinion on it. So I'm going to share that today about the new parking rules here in downtown Milwaukee off the top.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
Now, I don't know if y'all remember this. A couple weeks ago, I talked about, I complained. That's what I do sometimes. I complained about the additional bump outs in downtown Milwaukee. I complained when I'm coming down Michigan Avenue to come to our parking structure here that we used to have parking along Michigan. Up and down Michigan Avenue, there used to be parking, metered parking. And I saw that they were putting these damn bump outs there. And I said, what are they doing? I said, they taking away more parking? That's not good. And so I was mad about that. And I said, I don't know how this city who claims they are broke, and based off what I've seen, we are broke, but claims they are broke is getting rid of a source of revenue. Because when you park in downtown Milwaukee, you see a meter. A meter is a source of revenue for the city. Well, Truth Nation, that answer finally came, and that answer came just recently, as last week when it was announced the city of Milwaukee will be changing some of the parking rules that they have, especially in downtown Milwaukee, and they aim to generate $14 million in parking ticket revenue and $4.63 million from metered parking in 2026. So that is what they're looking to do. They're looking to generate more revenue through parking tickets and meters. See, the plan is for them to extend the hours of metered parking in downtown Milwaukee. In addition to that, they plan to also write more ticket violations in Milwaukee, specifically downtown Milwaukee, so I hope. The city has already extended meter parking times to 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday in the third ward. And next spring, they look to continue to extend the time of meter parking across downtown Milwaukee. And I understand how frustrating this can be for the community. I get it. We have a government which is looking to raise money by penalizing people. That's what it is, charging people, putting it on the back of citizens, putting it back on people. And as I have stated before, this city of Milwaukee, to me, the leadership in Milwaukee lacks imagination, it lacks innovation. It seems to me that they are always just simply taking the lowest hanging available fruit for the temporary solution. They never look to solve the actual problem. They always like the short-term solution and never have the long-term fix or the long-term investment. That is one of the biggest things that bother me here with the city of Milwaukee, is that they keep coming back to the well and asking for more. Remember when they went to the state capitol and said we're going to raise sales taxes in order to generate more revenue so we can help close our gap, and now they're saying we still have a budget deficit that we're going to see. So they just keep coming back to the same well. We live in a city where there is a constant budget deficit that we seem to always face. And they openly say this. This is what they openly say. They openly say to us, we need to raise money, so we need to raise taxes. We need to raise property tax levy in order for us to generate more money. The property tax levy allows for them to bring in more money from the property taxes, which in return can cause for your property taxes to go up. And trust me, I got a receipt for my property taxes in my car because they mailed it, and it was $5,200. And remember, this was $3,000 only a couple years ago. And in addition to that as well, they're talking about, they raised the sales taxes on us to collect more taxes. And now what you're seeing them doing, they are extending the parking hours to collect more money, and now they are openly saying they want to write more tickets. So the government is telling you, right? The city of Milwaukee is telling those who live in the city of Milwaukee that, hey, we need to raise more money, so we're going to ticket you. We're going to ticket you. That's the Department of Public Works. They have a goal to write 550,000 tickets this year, next year, in 2026. They're looking to write 550,000 tickets in 2026, which is 150,000 more than what they wrote in 2023, which is projected to be an additional 65,000 more than what they project they will write in 2025. But here's the kicker. This is the thing that gives me Truth Nation. This is where I think they're a little backwards. Is our city is saying that they are broke, which again, I believe they are broke. I know they are broke. From the looks of everything, we know that this city is broke. But this is what gets me about their approach and their plan. The city is planning to write more tickets, but in order to get to that goal, In order to get to the goal, guess what the city is looking to do in order to write more tickets? They're going to spend more money on hiring more parking enforcement. That's the thing that gets me. Now, I get it. You believe that you need more, men or women power in order to maybe write more tickets. But what you're looking to do is they're investing more money into hiring more people. And when you hire people, it's not just a salary. Say they make $55,000 a year. You make $55,000 a year, but then on top of that, you get vacation days, and on top of that, you get sick days, and you get health benefits. You get, so that's through insurance. You also get your retirement benefits. So now you're hiring somebody, which, yes, it may look like $55,000, but when you're done with it, I believe they say you got to add like 20 additional %. So now you're talking about, looking at $70-some thousand for people. And they're looking to hire more people. And our government has no idea what it means to be nimble whatsoever. That's what the city of Milwaukee has showed us. They just throw money that they don't have at the problem. Now, there is one government official, Common Council member, Marina Dmitrievich, who I do not see eye to eye with on many things. Again, I talked about that yesterday. I don't really see eye to eye with liberals, on extreme liberals on a lot of stuff. White liberals, but extreme liberals on a lot of stuff. And I don't agree with her often, but she did make a comment that I want to read to y'all. She asked a simple question, Truth Nation. She asked the simple question of what if we don't meet the goal to fill that budget deficit? What if we hire all these people and we hire additional folks and resources and we still don't make more money, so we still find ourselves with a deficit? It means we spent more money and we still have a budget deficit. And so that is the whole thing for me. Is that I feel like the city of Milwaukee doesn't ever have a concrete plan. They just have ideas that they try. And unfortunately, a lot of these ideas that they try cost money. But I'm going to be honest. Milwaukee is becoming unaffordable. It is. I love the city. I love my city. It's becoming unaffordable. It's a great city. But everywhere we look, there is some additional fee. I was just at my mechanic's house. And, people love to talk. I love my mechanic. But, boy, it's 10 o'clock at night. He talk. I'm like, brother, let's just get this over with. But he said, "Oh, Kyle, I just paid I just had to pay for my car. I hope he's not listening. Had to pay for my car to get registration, and it's so. They said they charge you $30 for the wheel tax for the county, for the city is so much." And I said it's actually going up too a little bit more. He said, "What? Oh my gosh, it's going up." I said, "Yeah, man. Great car guy, by the way." But so the city and people are frustrated by these constant fees that they continue to put on us and on the backs of the community. And I really hate that the parking hours will be extended to downtown Milwaukee. I hate the fact that they are going to write more tickets in downtown Milwaukee. I hate the fact that they raised the price for so much in the city. They raised the price for meter parking as well. I remember over there by Pfizer Forum, the parking is like $2 per hour, and it's extended all the way to 9 o'clock. But I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be, forthcoming and truthful, Truth Nation. At the end of the day, we being a broke city that we are, we have to charge folks. We do. We have to charge folks to fill the gap. We may not like it, but at the end of the day, in order for us to fill some of this gap, I believe that it is okay that we are doing this in downtown Milwaukee, because that's going to be a lot of people that don't live in downtown Milwaukee, may not be from the state, and it's going to help us generate some revenue. Now, if you don't like it, which I think is okay, because I don't really like it, but I understand, I get it, and I'd rather it be on the back of the folks who are visiting for a Milwaukee Bucks game. Hell, put some meters by AmFam Field if they want to. Put meters wherever you need to, where you think people are going to come and travel. Go ahead, put that meter too, because those are people who don't live in the city who are going to have to pay for that. In addition to us, because I will be paying more for meters, because I do use meter parking, and I love the fact that after 6 o'clock, I typically get to park on the street for free. So I hate the fact that they're going to be doing this. But you know what? They said that they are bringing in $8 million less than what they brought in 2023 when it came to parking revenue. They said the tourism is down and has not returned to pre-pandemic levels in the city of Milwaukee, and it is hurting the bottom line. You can't go from generating $21 million in parking revenue, tickets, down to $13 million and not think that that's going to be a problem at some point. So if it's about generating more money in downtown Milwaukee by issuing more tickets, you know what? I'm not going to push back on that. I'll actually say, okay, so all the folks who asked me how I felt about it, and one in my opinion, I'm telling y'all, I'm not pushing back on it if it stays downtown. Now, again, I told y'all, I don't like the idea, but I'd rather have it be in downtown area than be in other places, because that is where I draw the line in the sand, where I will not stand for or support and will ultimately speak out and push back against it if they expand patrolling the streets in downtown Milwaukee. My producer, Rhea Riley, showed me a nice graphic about where a lot of these parking tickets are written. And when I looked at this graphic where a lot of these parking tickets were written, is they write a lot of parking tickets, obviously in a lot of residential areas and streets, but a lot of that were in the zip codes that had a black population. So if we do see zip codes of predominantly black folks all of a sudden have to bear the cost and bear the burden of paying more parking tickets because they're patrolling more in those areas and they're seeking out to write more tickets in those areas to some individuals in those areas who cannot afford it, then that would be shameful and that would be a problem. That would be a problem. And if that happens, then we need to raise hell in our city and our community. You need to call your alderman. You need to let them know this ain't going to happen, because I'm going to tell you this right now. These folks who live in downtown, these folks specifically who live in Bayview, they are calling their alder person to say, we don't want this. There was an alderwoman, Dmitrievich, talked about how she had somebody in her inbox talking about how they had a $40 ticket just to eat downtown because they parked too far away from the street. They said we didn't have a measuring tape, but unfortunately we were too far from the street. Now we had to pay a $40 parking ticket. So again, if this starts impacting our community and they start trying to overcharge our community with tickets, then that's when I will have a problem. Keep it downtown, keep it to the visitors, keep it to tourism, keep it to those who are the haves in downtown Milwaukee, but don't have the residential hardworking folks in neighborhoods on the north side of Milwaukee, nor the south side of Milwaukee. But 833-212-1017, I want to know, are you for or are you against, and why would you be for or against this new push to write more tickets in downtown Milwaukee? Is this just simply a money grab? Are y'all tired of the city of Milwaukee coming back to the same well when it comes to writing these tickets to raise money? Again, 833-212-1017. Do you agree with the city's approach when it comes to writing these tickets? 833-212-1017. That's the Truth Talking text line. I remember I got mad because where my parents live at, they ducked off. And I remember I had my pickup truck parked outside of their crib for a little bit. It was fine. Then I got a ticket on the pickup truck. I said, what in the hell? I got overnight parking. I said, what the police doing over here? And so then I moved it, and then I put it back on the street for one night one time. And I was like, what? I got a ticket. I said, how did this even happen? I literally moved the truck for a day over there because I forgot I had to drop something off or something. I moved my truck over there for a night and I had a ticket. And I said, well, they patrolling this neighborhood, this area? Not to put my parents' business out there, but ain't even no sidewalks over there. We ducked off. So very confused about that one. But again, 833-212-1017. Do you agree with the city's approach on trying to write more tickets in downtown Milwaukee or in Milwaukee in general in order to raise money? 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. Remember, you can also watch and stream us live on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure you give us a like, make sure you give us a share, and make sure you subscribe as well. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation talking about parking in the city of Milwaukee, and we'll also talk about some transportation here in the city of Milwaukee. Again, this is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Truth fam, this is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance?
At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
What is a DJ? Do we just play music? Maybe some are that simple. For me, I create memories that last a lifetime. I'm always thinking about how songs connect. I read the room. Every event is an open canvas, a new world. So what's a DJ when you hire me? I'm a vibe architect, a curator of euphoria, a guaranteed good time.
I know you want me. Every day, not only when you're lonely.
Whether you have a wedding, festival, corporate event, or any other special occasion, get your free consultation with DJ Remaniac today.
Trailblazer.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
That's all I know. That's all I know. That's all.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. We're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. You can call in, you can text in any thoughts or comments about what is happening here in the city of Milwaukee. But again, 833-212-1017. You can also watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like and give us a subscribe as well. We were talking about parking, and somebody on the Truth and Talk texting line, actually on ESPN, on YouTube, said, who are they going to give this money to? That is a good question. I don't know who they're going to give it to, but there has been some speculation about why the city needs to generate more revenue for parking, and why all of a sudden out of nowhere they're starting to focus on potentially, raising more money through this parking is because they have a deficit in other places. And I'll talk a little bit more about the other places coming up here shortly as we get into the next conversation that I do want to get to. But on the talking text line, 833-212-1017, Ishmael said, how can they make that kind of prediction on revenue? It all depends on how many citations are issued. That is a good point. They project. And that was the problem that they ran into originally, is that when they made the projection, they overshot the projection. And so they overshot how much revenue they were going to make in issuing tickets. So now what they're looking to do is they're looking to ramp up enforcement. They're looking just to simply write more tickets, because I don't know why they ain't writing tickets now, but they're looking to write more tickets in the city of Milwaukee and have more enforcement. But I do want to hear from y'all, Truth Nation, before I get to why I believe that they are potentially focused on doing this now, because you've seen over years, literally, if you go from $21 million in revenue to $13 million in revenue, that would be a red flag for me, because $8 million is a lot of money. But what all of a sudden happened to make them want to say, oh, my goodness, we got to start raising money? I'm going to tell y'all what happened. But before we do, Allen, Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Well, the problem is you can't produce Chicago money when you got politicians effing up the money like they dope dating at the after sex. Nobody didn't want to get that $200 million Kia plant to come here to Milwaukee. You had Mr. Snuffleupagus Scott Walker, who stopped the Target plant. So all this stuff we're going through is because we got these dope-head, dope-dating, cottage cheese, rear-end politicians effing up the money like they on crack. So now they got to grab some from somewhere else. So what we need to do is vote them out and start flipping these politicians like syphilis, gonorrhea, like King Solomon was flipping pH balances. Have a good day.
Yeah, what Al said. With pH balances. flipping them like pH balances, whatever he said. He did speak about cocaine or crack. I watched the Charlie Sheen documentary. I was kind of forced to. I really didn't want to, but it was good. It was good. It was to my objection. It was good. I said I don't want to hear about no damn Charlie Sheen. Cocaine is crazy. I'm gonna tell you that. Crack cocaine. Oh, that's the boy. I tell you that's a crazy drug. Crazy drug. Did I try it? Hell no. I ain't never tried it. I just watched the show. And he talked about what cocaine did to him. Liquid cocaine. Do you know cocaine was liquid? You could shoot it into your arm? Yeah, he said it opened up a whole nother side of him. When I say opened up a whole nother side of him, you can go ahead and imagine. Y'all go ahead and Google Charlie Sheen, what he did. But anyways, that's what.
Tiger blood?
He had tiger blood. He got HIV. He also, as he said, you know, he was on the drugs, and he said, well, I've tried this side of the menu, but you know, sometimes you get a little bit curious of what's on the other side of the menu. And I'll let you figure out what the other side of the menu is. The side of the menu I'm not turning over. Yeah, I know, ma'am. Not me. I like my side of the menu just okay. I don't need to know what's on the back. I love the front. But anyways, Truth Nation, 833-212-1017. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real said, Rick James told us that. He sure did. He sure did. But as we transition on, I do want to talk about this as well, because again, I think it's interesting out of all times, you know, you got an $8 million funding gap in how much money you used to bring in via parking tickets, and all of a sudden now you feel like this is necessary for you to start raising money because the city's been broke for years. So what moved to this? And the move to this, what I think, has to do with the hop. And if y'all know anything about the hop is controversial, and there is a movement inside Milwaukee. Before they were talking about defund the police, and now the new movement inside the city of Milwaukee is defund the hop, the streetcar in downtown Milwaukee. We're just going to put a poll up there on YouTube. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, or you can listen and watch us live listen to us live by downloading the award-winning 1017 The Truth app. Make sure y'all download that, and make sure you always listen back to one of your favorite shows, but Truth to Power as always. But Truth Nation, they want to defund the hop. And what I do want to know from y'all is that, do y'all think the hop is a waste of money? It's very controversial. Do y'all think it's unnecessary for the city to even have the hop? Do you think it's just something that's just there? 833-212-1017. Do not enough people ride the hop for us to have this investment, for us to potentially, according to some lawmakers, some older peoples here said that the reason they're potentially trying to raise more money through parking tickets is because they're trying to raise more money to cover the gap that they have in funding for the hop. Now, again, Tom Barrett had this great idea. I remember this idea of building the hop, having the streetcar. Scott Walker hated it. The Republicans called it a boondoggle. I remember that conversation. And I remember it was a back and forth about whether or not we should get this streetcar in downtown Milwaukee. Now, for me, when I thought about it, I remember I was anti the streetcar. I originally was anti the streetcar because I felt like the streetcar was going to be a waste of money. But then I had some conversations with different people, and they told me, like, hey, I think it'll be great, especially if you live in downtown Milwaukee. You'll have an opportunity to be able to utilize this, and then it's going to be growing. And I said, well, for me, when I think about the city of Milwaukee, I think of downtown Milwaukee, I think about how walkable it is, right? We got a riverfront that you can walk up. Literally, you can get a lot of different places walking the riverfront. And if you live in a big city like New York City, and I went to New York City back in July, I walked 20 miles in a day. And you think 20 miles is a lot in a day, but when you just going from one point to another, which they do, that's not a lot. Walking through downtown Milwaukee ain't a lot. You just got to give yourself a little bit more time. Here in downtown Milwaukee, they got bike lanes. We know bicycles is something that people use. And so when I was thinking about how walkable in the city bus and all the different options, I said, why would we need to invest money in a streetcar? But these folks, they told me, they said, Kyle, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great investment for the city. It's going to add to the city. It's going to make us a first-class city. And I said, okay. And these were actually, I remember this. This was actually some Republicans who said this. So, you know, a lot of times Republicans is anti what Tom Barrett was doing. They were telling me this. I said, oh, okay. Well, if y'all believe in it, because y'all usually hate everything they kind of do, maybe this is a good investment for businesses in downtown Milwaukee. Maybe it is going to generate revenue and potential ridership for downtown Milwaukee. And then I saw the larger plan. And the larger plan, I ain't going to lie to you, is a great plan. The larger plan is for them to, or originally was to have the hop. Imagine this. Imagine this, Rhea Riley, while you listening. Imagine the hop going from over there by going past the lakefront down there. You know what I'm talking about? The lakefront where we got the art museum and the Discovery World. Imagine the hop going from all the way there, all the way down Wisconsin Avenue, past where we work at today, all the way up to about 30th or 25th in Wisconsin. Oh, that'd be great. The kids from Marquette can use it. The people in the neighborhood beyond Marquette can use it to get downtown. That's great. Imagine the streetcar. If you hear, you know, we could probably walk to the bus game, but imagine the streetcar took you to the Pfizer Forum. Imagine the streetcar took you there. That'd be cool. Imagine if the streetcar could take you to the 3rd Ward, which it can, but then take you to the 5th Ward as well. If you want to go to the 5th Ward by Iron Horse or things over there. The restaurants, Kylo. Right? Okay, that's cool. Imagine if the streetcar would take you, as they said it would, take you from Wisconsin Avenue all the way up MLK and take you to North Avenue and MLK. Imagine if it was connecting the city. I said, okay, I see the vision. I get it now. That's something that I can get behind. But unfortunately, Truth Nation, that is not what is happening. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, and then we're going to go to break because I know my producer going to yell at me, for a news story about what is happening with the hop and the funding that is in jeopardy for the hop. Fox 6 Milwaukee has the story. Go to 1017 The Truth so you can hear about the pending budget gap for the hop here in downtown Milwaukee.
Well, if Mayor Cavalier Johnson gets his way, you're going to pay more to register your car in Milwaukee next year.
Now, one city alderman wants to kill the streetcar instead. Fox 6 investigator Brian Polston explores the budget hole at the center of this controversy. Brian joins us live.
That's right, guys. Mayor Johnson wants to increase the wheel tax by $10 per car next year, a move that would raise nearly $3 million in revenue. But Alderman Scott Spiker says that's still not enough to make up for the hop streetcar's projected deficit of more than $4 million.
Another year.
Is the streetcar worth it?
Another $4 million operating deficit is projected for the hop.
That's $4 million we don't put towards libraries. That's $4 million we don't put towards streets. That's $4 million we don't put towards new fire trucks.
On Thursday, Alderman Scott Spiker called on the city to pull the plug on its electric train.
And at some point, we have to cut bait.
As the streetcar continues to bleed red ink, the city's parking division plans to boost revenue by writing a record number of parking tickets next year. And Mayor Cavalier Johnson wants to boost the so-called wheel tax by $10 per vehicle.
Are drivers in the city of Milwaukee subsidizing the streetcar?
Oh, 100%.
It's not a subsidy. It's a strategy that pays off for the entire city.
Alderman Peter Brigella says some of his constituents do complain about the cost of keeping the streetcar going.
But that misses the bigger picture. Growth in downtown property values expand our tax base.
Finance Committee Chair Marina Dmitrievich says an expanded system is worth waiting for.
It's about vision. It's also about hope and being hopeful on a city that we want to see that's different.
Hope will not keep our libraries open.
But the city's in a difficult spot. State law now prohibits it from using local taxes to expand the streetcar, but stopping the existing system could lead the federal government to demand a $48 million grant refund.
The world's changed a lot in the last year.
Spiker believes the current administration in Washington might be willing to forgive that loan if it means stopping a streetcar that has little hope of expansion.
It's certainly worth a shot. It's certainly worth asking. It's certainly irresponsible for us not to ask if we can have some relief from what is surely a huge albatross around our neck.
Hope is not a strategy, Truth Nation. I'm just going to tell y'all this right now. When you talk about we hope this or we have this vision for that, and this streetcar has been around for years now, hope is not a strategy. Hope is basically you looking at failure. You hoping something going to happen. That's not your job to hope as a city. It's not your job as an elected leader to hope that something's going to happen. No, it is your job to make sure that it is implemented. And when you're looking at the streetcar, where the cost to operate the streetcar, which is, we know, called the hop, is projected to cost $6.9 million in 2026. But also in that year, in 2026, guess what? They expect a negative operating deficit of $4.2 million. So they sitting here fighting for a streetcar that has a negative operating budget of $4.2 million. And I don't always, I don't agree with a lot of these politicians, but this guy, Scott Spiker, Every time he speaks, for some reason, I start liking him more and more and more because he makes sense. He stated his valid frustration that you saw there from Fox 6 Milwaukee over us having to find $4 million to subsidize the operating loss of the hop. But guess what? The city of Milwaukee is looking to raise additional $4.65 million through parking tickets this year, and we got a $4.2 million operating deficit with the hop. I wonder where some of that money is going to go. And he made a great point talking about where we can put these dollars to. You have a fire department right now that is going to be talking to the Common Council, I believe, tomorrow about the needs that they have. They have a $27 million need for updated fire trucks and ladders. They got fire trucks and ladders that are 20 years old. But we want to subsidize a streetcar. 833-212-1017, Truth Nation. Is it time to defund the streetcar? That is the legitimate question that I have. Is it time for us to get rid of it? Do you think we should move on past this streetcar? Have you ever rode the streetcar? 833-212-1017. The streetcar sounds like it's costing us money year in and year out. But for some reason, they don't want to cut bait at this point, and I want to know why. What are your thoughts on this, Truth Nation? Again, 833-212-1017. Before we go to break, you already know the perfect game day starts in Titletown at the American Family Insurance House. Before each home game, grab exclusive Packers giveaways, listen to live music, and hang out with other fans. Plus, you can try your hand at setting the high score in the Protect the End Zone interactive game that puts your football skills to the test. Make your next trip to Lambeau unforgettable only at American Family Insurance House, Titletown. Again, 833-212-1017. That is the talking text line. Should we get rid of the streetcar? Is it a waste of money? You can text in, you can call in, you can watch the streamers live on YouTube, but we'll take your calls coming up next.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. The WIAA football playoffs is here, and you know what that means. Win or go home. Tune in this Friday night as the 7th-seeded Marquette Hilltoppers begin their quest for a state championship as they travel to take on the 2nd-seeded Sussex Hamilton Chargers. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burkhart Sporting Goods.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. A reunion with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers in Sunday Night Lights as the Pack head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Coach Matt LaFleur isn't thinking about Rodgers, though.
I'm going to talk about how we, just like we do every week, what is our blueprint and what are our keys in order to go to Pittsburgh, which is a damn good football team and a really tough, hostile environment, and try to play our best.
That game begins Sunday evening at 7:20. Another reunion on the way to Milwaukee as the Bucks opened the season against the Washington Wizards and Chris Middleton. Middleton on the Analysis Live earlier this week.
Day one since I got there all the way up until, losing against Indy in the playoffs. I've been in Milwaukee pretty much my whole NBA career, so that's pretty much, all I knew was the life of, basketball in Milwaukee.
That game is tonight at 7 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School football. Friday night, the Marquette Hilltoppers start their road back to the state championship with a first-round matchup against the Sussex Hamilton Chargers. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Friday night football on The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 833-212-1017 is the Truth Talking text line. We're having a conversation talking about the streetcar. The Hop here in downtown Milwaukee has a funding gap of $4.2 million. $4.2 million, and some older folks are thinking about the fact that they need to get rid of the Hop because it is just a drain on our resources and drain on the city of Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. I did want to hear from y'all. I see y'all on YouTube, 101.7 The Truth on YouTube, having a great conversation. You can also vote on the poll. Is it time to defund the Hop? Go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Should we defund the Hop? White Widow on the Truth Talking text line at 833-212-1017. What are your thoughts on the Hop being defunded?
Hello. Get rid of it. And when we look at fiscal responsibilities, now we have Style up north saying we're going to force you guys to pay for bus fare. Then why did Crawley have the Connect One from UWM all the way to Freighter free last year? From January 25 is when it stopped this year. And if you want to hear about people getting on that bus when it was free, I used it a lot by choice, and I had to jump off twice. To tell us now that our bus drivers must force people to pay after giving a route from UWM to Freighter every 15 minutes, no one was on the bus, didn't go anywhere north, and had those wonderful little sit-in cubby holes at every bus stop. Yeah, let's talk about fiscal responsibility across the board. Dump the Hop and dump this multi-million-dollar idea that Crawley had. Where is it? For 100 electric buses at $1 million a pop. Now, really, let's talk and let's be honest across the board. Thank you.
Thank you, White Widow. She said, let's dump it. Let's dump it. And as we're having this conversation, I think, again, I think it is a great idea, and I feel like the Hop, I do think it makes our city better. Right? I'm actually, I'm still on the side of the Hop, but at the end of the day, if I was in a position of a lawmaker here in the city of Milwaukee, you have to make these hard decisions. You have to be able to assess a situation and figure out what is best for the city. And what is best for our city maybe it's time to not continue to invest in something that just doesn't get the ridership and doesn't have an investment in a sense of people don't have to pay to ride it. So you're not making money. We can't keep handing and throwing money at things that don't generate revenue when we are broke. Politicians want to sell you on a vision of expanding the Hop and what it could be. That's what they're trying to sell you on. You heard them say in that news story that they hope one day. If your politicians are talking about they hope one day, and it ain't talking about that people will be better, but they hope one day that this will be profitable, that's a problem. That is a huge problem. And at the point that we are now at the point where we have to be honest about what we got. And we got, Truth Nation. The streetcar and the hop, we got. Okay? I admit it. I'm part of the problem because I've been walking around with the pom-poms as the damn cheerleader, kicking my leg up, cheering on the hop. I like the streetcar. My lady used to live downtown. I enjoyed getting on the streetcar a little bit. Now, we didn't go too far, but I enjoyed it. But when you have a form of transportation that only goes 2.4 miles in a damn loop to nowhere, it's not a good investment. When you have a transportation system that is operating in the red, they're losing money every single year, Truth Nation. When you are operating in the red, that isn't a good investment. When you have a transportation system that legitimately anybody can hop on because it is free, that is not a good investment when you are operating in the red. That should be the first thing they do. They need to start charging people to ride the hop. And what they're not telling you is this, is that in order for them to keep this hop around, they are hoping and depending on the federal government to provide them with more money. Even when they built the dang thing, they needed federal dollars to be able to build the thing. And now when they're talking about that beautiful expansion, going all the way up MLK and North Avenue, going all the way to the 5th Ward, going all the way up Wisconsin Avenue. Oh, it'll be so beautiful. It can take you to Pfizer Forum. Yeah, that's great, but the problem is y'all depending on the government. Milwaukee's a welfare queen, depending on the government to help us expand the hop. And again, I like the hop, but we can't keep throwing money at this problem. And when y'all hear people talk about ridership, because this is what they're going to tell you. You're going to hear politicians talk about, the ridership is so good and it's increased since 2021 and it's been pretty steady. What they'll tell you is the hop had over 500,000 rides in 2024, and that was up from almost 494,000 rides in 2023. And this year we're on pace to get the same amount. What they're not telling you is this. They're not telling you that the hop isn't used very often outside of the summer. Like, yes, obviously people ride the hop throughout the whole year. But if you take out the months of June, July, August, and September, if you take out a full 4 months, a whole third of the year, calendar year, the thing doesn't get used. They talk about they average like 1,600 riders a day. Yeah, because in the summertime, a lot more people ride it. But I'm going to ask Rhea Riley, my producer, what happens during the summertime? I don't know. I know it's hot, but is there anything else that is up during the summertime in the city of Milwaukee which may allow for people to ride this?
I'm not sure. Maybe tourism?
Tourism. Oh, my gosh. That's right. You got all these festivals. Summerfest. Every damn cultural fest you can find. That happens in downtown Milwaukee. A lot of conferences come into downtown Milwaukee. Brewers games are in downtown Milwaukee. That's why ridership is up. So if you cannot sustain a transportation system without people from out of state and tourists coming in, then you don't need it. I understand if it was operational in the sense of if they were making money or just breaking even, fine. It's a cute thing to have in downtown Milwaukee. But when you losing $4.2 million and you already broke, that don't make no sense. If this was any other business, a private company, or a publicly traded company, and they went to the board or the investors and said, hey, we have this great idea. We want to keep investing money in this thing, losing $4 million a year, they would fire the person in charge. But somehow here in Milwaukee, we keep voting for these same people. You heard them older folks sit there and talk about, we have to have a vision. The streetcar been around since 2019. What you mean we have to have a vision? Y'all got to implement the vision. And the only reason it run to the lakefront now is because we were going to lose money. So y'all had to hurry up and get it started. Again, I like the streetcar. I do. I really do. I think it's cool. But not to $4.2 million loss, cool. They lose money every year on the streetcar. Why would we keep investing in that? If they continue to lose money on a streetcar, even if it's $2 million a year, if they do that over a span of 5 years, that's $10 million. And as Alderman Scott Spiker said, that money can be reinvested in things that actually matter. The mayor's budget proposed a $700,000 cut to libraries. But we want to put more money and lose more money in a streetcar. You are going to hear very soon about the huge number that I just told you, $27 million. Now, they're not going to get it all this year. But again, the fire trucks, you got to understand what these firemen and women do. They go into dangerous situations. They are literally getting in a truck that is aging, and they're expected to be at an emergency, whether it's a car accident or whether it's a fire, to use the jaws of life or to use the hose. They're expected to be there fast. You can't have those break down. You can't have somebody climbing up a ladder to go save somebody's life, and the ladder isn't safe. There's other things that we need to invest in, but 833-212-1017. Make sure y'all go to YouTube, 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Should we defund the hop? One way that maybe if you want to help fund the hop is this way. Oh, my gosh.
One call, that's all.
I had it all set up for you.
I had it.
One call, that's all is correct. If you are looking to win some money or have a chance to enter to win the Gruber 5K giveaway, all you have to do is be caller number 5 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. We'll be giving away that money coming up soon, next Friday actually. So be caller number 5 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of the award-winning 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. If you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, y'all know what to do. Make one call, that's all, to Gruber Law Offices, and they will take care of you. If you get injured in an accident, they will take care of you, and you never pay a single penny until they win your case. Get with the winning law firm today by visiting Gruber-Law.com. It's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. We'll wrap up the show on the other side.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Your home has been working hard for you. Now it's time to let it work a little harder. With a home equity line of credit from Brewery Credit Union, you can turn the equity you've built into smart solutions. Pay off high-interest debt, remodel your kitchen, or take care of life's unexpected expenses with flexible access to funds when you need them. Apply today and put your home's value to work for you. Visit brewerycu.com or stop by Brewery Credit Union. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by NCUA.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
1, 2, 3, ho!
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Kyle Walls here on Truth to Power. Shout out to those who called in for the 5K giveaway. But we had a really good conversation about how to fund this hop, right? And we talked about hope. And James here, I want to clear up some things because I want to be very, very clear. James Jones on 1017 The Truth on YouTube said if they cancel the streetcar, they owe the federal government $48 million. He's hoping he can ask the government to cancel it. That's what he meant by hope. When I talk about hope, I wasn't even talking about him hoping to do that. I was talking, which it sucks that he had to hope to do that. I'm talking about them hoping that they're going to find a way to expand this. They're hoping that they're going to generate more revenue. They're hoping that eventually they're going to close that budget deficit. That's what I'm talking about with hope. Hell, I'm hoping that they cancel the damn thing if we do cancel the damn grant money and we don't owe them no money. There's a lot of hope by these politicians. But at the end of the day, again, I'm somebody who supports the streetcar, but I don't support nonsense. And if you tell me that first and foremost the hop is free, it can't be free. The hop should be at least a minimum $3. Minimum $3. I say charge $5. I'm not a mathematician, but I think 5 times 500,000 is 25, so that'll probably be $2.5 million that they can raise. That'll help. But we got to start charging for the hop. And we have to find a way, if it's not feasible to generate revenue, then we may need to get rid of the hop. On the poll, I asked y'all on 1017 The Truth on YouTube, I asked y'all, do y'all want to defund the hop? And unfortunately for the hop, it does not have good public perception. And right now, I believe, Rhea, am I right, 70% of people want to defund the hop? Dang thing done disappeared for me. 64% of people want to defund the hop. And it was a good poll. There's a lot of people who voted in this poll. 71%, thank you, 71% of people say they want to defund the hop. 71% of people say they want to defund the hop. That is not good public perception. Not enough people are clearly riding the hop. I hope they found a solution because I think it's really great and I really love the vision that they have. But unfortunately, I don't think they will be able to implement this vision within the first 10 years of operating the hop. But this has been Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, Truth Nation. I appreciate y'all always for chiming in on YouTube. I appreciate y'all listening as always. I appreciate those that go back if they missed the show to watch it on YouTube, or those who go back on the 1017 The Truth app that listen to this show. I am so appreciative of y'all. But tomorrow we got more spicy conversation coming up. I think we're going to talk about a begging ass pastor. Is that good, Rhea? We're going to talk about a begging pastor tomorrow. Keep it locked. This is Truth to Power. Kyle Wallace. Tory Lowe Show is up next. Peace out. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.
Milwaukee Panthers basketball is back. On Saturday afternoon, the Panthers